Are you looking to add muscular weight? Well, I'm going to tell you the top 5 foods that you should be eating to bulk up really quick and put on a good amount of muscle. Now, I will tell you that foods number 4 and 5 are my favorites, so make sure you hang out for those. But these foods have been tried and true to get me from around when I started around 130 to 140 pounds all the way up to 210 where I am right now. So these are the foods that I consumed, and I'm going to explain why each of them are important. This isn't your typical, bodybuilding list, and you'll see. So, first one, ground meats. Now, I love ground meats when it comes to being in a surplus because there's a lot of different things that are so good about them. So, one, the deeper you are in a surplus, meaning that the more calories you're consuming, the higher the cut of fat that you can have. So something like an 80-20, if you're deep into a bulk, is perfect because it's a good amount of calories, protein, and fat. So it's a good way to do it. Think about it. If you're trying to eat those same amount of calories from dried chicken breast, it's going to take work to eat that. But with ground meats, you could really spice them up. You could season them up. You can make them like tacos. You can make them into a meatloaf. You could make it. You could just make it plain and throw it over rice. There's so many different ways to do it. You can make them into burgers. I mean, the possibilities with it are endless. They're much more palatable and easy to eat. They're easy to store. And let's just say, for example, you need a pound of meat every day. You go to the store, you buy, 7 packs of meat, and you're good all week. You don't have to worry about it. Just take one out, throw it over the pan. It takes 5 minutes, and it's cooked. But again, the reason why I like it is because you can range the level of fat in it. So again, if I'm deep into a surplus, I might do an 80-20. If I'm in a small surplus, I might want like a 96-4 or something like that. And when I say ground meat, you could vary it up. You could do ground beef one day, you could do ground chicken another day, you could do ground turkey another day. So your choices are endless with that. So that's why I like those the best, especially when you're in a surplus. Just really easy to eat and easy to digestible form of protein for you. Number 2 is white rice. I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but white rice, one of the best quality carbohydrate sources that you can eat. Now, the reason why I like white rice, and you're probably asking, well, how come I'm not brown rice? Brown rice is healthier, right? Well, when you're in a calorie surplus, you're consuming a lot of extra calories. If you consume a lot of extra fiber, you're going to feel that in your gut. It's going to be harder to get more calories in. White rice is very, very easy to digest. It's a simple form of carbohydrate. It's very easy to digest. It's not going to sit in your stomach the same way brown rice or oatmeal will. Plus, white rice, super cheap, guys. Super cheap, super easy. You could buy a big 20-pound bag for less than 20 bucks, and that'll last you a long time. Buy a rice cooker, one of the best things ever. Take your ground meats, throw it right over the rice, and you have a great meal for bulking. All right, number 3 is olive oil. Olive oil, a great source of fat. But even aside from that, the best form of fat that you can consume as a bodybuilder and just someone who's looking to improve their body is monounsaturated fats. But olive oil, not only is it rich in that kind of fat and monounsaturated fat, but olive oil is also very calorie dense. This is why I like it so much when it comes to putting on muscle, because 1 tablespoon of olive oil is around 120 calories. So that means that if you took that meal that we just talked about, your ground meat, your white rice, and you took 2 tablespoons of oil and poured it on that meal, you just added 240 calories to that meal without actually feeling that. And when I was deep in a surplus, what I would actually do is I would mix 2 tablespoons of olive oil in my protein shake. It was not the best tasting thing in the world, but it was an easy way for me to get 240 calories in, again, like I said, without feeling it. Because the main thing is, and I'm sure some of you know this who are watching this, if you've taken a weight gainer before, it's almost impossible to eat after having a weight gainer. A bad weight gainer, or just a weight gainer in general, is going to keep you full for hours. And that's a problem because if you have a high calorie need, if you're trying to put on muscular bulk, then it's going to be very hard to keep eating after that. So, like I said, olive oil is going to be your best friend when in a calorie surplus, when looking to add muscular bulk. It's going to be your best friend. Easy, cheap, Right? It's another thing too. It's not that expensive to do, and you just pour it on your food or drink it or take it right up, and you're good to go. Easy calories plus a healthy form of fat as well. Now, number 4, and this is the one I'm probably going to get some flack for, but number 4, ice cream. When you're in a calorie surplus, ice cream is your friend. Now, you shouldn't get the one that's the highest in fat because obviously that's not a good choice either. I do like to get like the slow churned ones. They're a little bit less in fat, but an easy way to get 20 to 25 grams of carbs in without feeling it. The main thing, as you can see, the theme of all this is getting in the calories without feeling overstuffed and bloated. That's going to be the key. Most people always wish, oh, I wish I had the problem of trying to gain weight. No, you don't. Trust me, because it's just like having Thanksgiving dinner for every meal of the day for weeks on end. It's not a fun feeling. And we want to avoid that as much as we can. So having ice cream is one of the ways that you can do that. Again, an easy way to get calories in on a calorie per calorie gram. So ice cream is also very good, right? It's tasty. You can mix it in with a shake. You can have it by itself as dessert. Easy way to get calories in without actually feeling it. I like putting it in my shakes. It makes the shakes obviously more calorie dense. So we talked about weight gainers right before this. Instead of using a weight gainer from a company, you could make your own and just throw ice cream in it on top of it. So if you did oatmeal, peanut butter, banana, other fruits, whey protein powder, and you did 2 servings of ice cream in there, that shake's going to be delicious. It's delicious. Not going to keep you full for hours and will still allow you to get the necessary calories that you need. And I would also try to get a good one that doesn't have a lot of ingredients in it. Just focus on the calories, the protein, the carbs, fats. I don't really focus on the ingredients. But I also believe that you shouldn't be getting one that's like has an ingredient list like down there. Just try to get, I usually get like the natural slow churned one, really good and a good amount of calories for what it is. All right, and number 5, one of my favorite bulking foods, honey. Honey, the easiest way to get carbohydrates in is very similar to olive oil. And 1 tablespoon of honey is 65 calories and about 17 grams of carbohydrates. The cool thing about honey is, again, it's easy to eat, but it also doesn't spike your blood sugar. So you're not going to get like a sugar spike and then a crash. It's not going to happen. Honey digests actually pretty slow in your body. Honey also is a really good antioxidant. Honey is a very, very, very good thing, especially if you have allergies and you get local honey. It'll help with your allergies. Side note. But anyway, honey is a really, really good one because it maintains your blood sugar. And again, you could add it on anything. You could add it on top of your chicken. You could put it in your shakes. You could do a lot with it. You could just take it straight up too. You could do it right before your workout. So many different options. And again, the key is here is not feeling the food that you're eating. So this way you can keep getting your calories in and keep the surplus of the muscular bulk that you're trying to add on, keep it going in the right direction. So now you probably might have a question of like, okay, well, how should I be training to put on muscular weight? Well, you're in luck because I have a free 6-week program in the link below for you that you can follow to help you put on more muscle. So go down there, pick that up, and until next time, this was Anthony, EB Fitness, and I'll catch you on the next one.